Welcome back to some more Madden 26 franchise. Today, we're going to be going through as many drafts as we can, which I think is about 30 seasons of drafts, to find the highest overall possible. We have seen some insanely high overall so far to start this Madden year, and I want to see if we can do even better. So if you guys end up enjoying this video, you want to see a version where we actually max out the draft sliders themselves, leave a like, subscribe for new, hit the bell notification, and without any further ado, let's get into this and take a look at these drafts. Also, let me know in the comment section below what the highest overall you've seen was. Now, overalls are awesome. It's sick, and I've heard some 87, 88s, but what was the best player as well? I want to see some of those 6'6", 99 speed wide receivers you've been hearing about. Of course, we'll be looking for all that kind of stuff. Tall tight ends, tall wide receivers, tall corners, tall safeties, fast quarterbacks. Doesn't have to just be high overall, but we'll try to look for it all. We're probably going to miss some here and there, but wow, the Packers had an awful draft, by the way. But let's take a look. The very first draft, we already see an 80 overall. Dulong. He is hidden dev. He has 88 finesse. 88 finesse out the gate. I want to see where that ranks in the league. So that would make him the 9th highest finesse move for the right ends, and then also tied for 11th from the left ends. That's ridiculous. I will say DT is probably a position we're going to ignore for the most part because of the nose tackle archetype being really busted, but obviously if they're in the 80s, we're gonna have to take a look, because 80s is 80s, right? We're gonna be paying attention to that quite a bit. Of course, Ben's is not a single dev, normal dev, but he is really good. Also, Dulong's dev was only star as an 80 overall. That's tough. We will also be looking for like 90 plus speed tight ends, because usually they kind of max out at 88, 89, just like Roman Allen here, who's sadly only normal. And then for QBs, we did find a 90 plus speeder in Hunter Austin, I think that said it was. Dev of a hidden. Very, fast. Little raw, but very fast. Got all the tools. And then pure speed in the class. You can see we do find a speedy wide receiver. Looks very raw. These are the types of guys you would kind of see mainly at the end of the draft, but goes in the second round. I mean, that is kind of how it goes in real life. If you got a guy running a blazing 40, they usually just by default climb in the class. After all, you can develop fast. You cannot develop speed off a slow. Back in the draft again, 81 overall, Nicholas Homan, a bunch of 80 overall pluses, 5 of them to be fair, and only one of them is a DT, so say what you will about the DT position being overinflated for the overall because of nose tackle, which even then, this is his lowest rating, mind you. The other positions are just like that too. 6'5", 286, 84 speed, 84 excel, 91 hit power, 86 power move. The guy's insane. I honestly cannot wait to test out Andy's an X Factor, to test out max strength sliders. Again, leave a like. I didn't even put a like goal on this, but 500 likes will guarantee we do that as soon as possible, because I am honestly, like, just for even my own sake, I want to do it. So, of course, 88 finesse, back to that top-tier finesse move. I will say, because of how slow it is to go in and out of there, unless we see someone insane, once we keep seeing these kind of builds, Superstar Dev, we're going to probably not look at the dev as much, because it just takes too much time, and it doesn't really matter. Like, you get an 88 finesse edge rusher who's even normal dev, you're like, oh, what a bad draft pick. No, you got yourself an elite player. Obviously, you don't. I mean, you care because you wanted it to be hidden. Hey, we all want our cake and to eat it too. That's the saying, right? People always mess that saying up, but you gotta take what you can get. 88 finesse, no matter what the dev is, going to be an impact player right out the gate. And looking at the guard, he is all over the place, but a very good run blocker, insane strength. I mean, I'll look at his dev, but I am pretty much guaranteeing this is a superstar. And yeah, as expected. And we do have an overall faster quarterback class here. You can see there is a lot of 87 speed quarterbacks, like 3 of them. And then you have an 89er here with Eddie Mixon. This is a very fast quarterback room, which, I mean, hey, more power to them if they got that. Of course, hidden development trait, super fast. Just like the other guy. Usually going to be star, but sometimes you get lucky with superstar. Very unlikely to get X Factor, and there you go, it's star dev. And then pure speed in the class. You do have a fast running back, but also a wide receiver that looks a little bit better than the last one we've seen. The other one was 99 speed, but this guy is 5 overalls higher. 5'9" though, so I mean, he kind of needs to be that fast. Oh, have we found ourselves our first... Oh, 85 overall. I don't know what that voice was. Oh, my. Joseph, 96 speed, B64+. B64+. If you're not 64+, I'm going to start swinging. I don't care. I'm going to start swinging on him. Hey, look at him go. 6'6", 96 speed. He's insane with it. 99 jump. Oh, my. Antoine Joseph. Ugly number, to be fair. 86. Give me like 84 or something. 82. Oh, my lord. No wonder why he's got that number. There's nothing for him here. 17. Okay, I can live with 17. Dev X Factor. That is already the best wide receiver. Well, not even the best wide receiver, but the best rookie we've seen, arguably. I don't care if the guy's 85 overall here. He's not as good as a 6'6", 96 speed X Factor wide receiver. But of course, yes, we will still look at the running back. 85 overall, insane juke moves, super athletic with the speed, excel. It's truck stiff arm. You can definitely get that developed, and 87 change direction just quick enough to also quickly cut left and right. Dev is X Factor, so he is goated. Also is the Antonio Brown face build. Of all the players to have like that face model of, I don't know how they came up with that one, but yeah, that is definitely a bit of a disaster. And then looking at quarterbacks, kind of a thinner class it seems, but you do have at least one fast guy actually taken by the Packers. Team we're kind of on here to follow this thing. Garrett Spitzer, 90 speed, 90 excel. 85 juke moves, got a little bit of juke move. You can tell that the kind of trend is 90 to 92-ish throw power. Is star dev. So star, superstar, probably not going to be a point to look at those guys anymore unless we actually find one of the super gems, you know, one of the actual X Factor type guys. Pure speed, Joseph actually was the fastest in the class as well. Also, hopefully this doesn't ruin it for anyone, but I think we're going to shift over to this side of the... Wow, look at this guy. To doing it this way, because you get to see those players, but you also, if you want to, we can back out and be like, okay, what did they look like before the draft? What was the scouting process looking like? You can see here, 85 overall for Jack Donaghy. Donaghy? Look at the catching, though. 87 catching, 90 catching traffic, 92 spec. He's actually insane. 99 jump, 88 release. It's hard to tell because the other guy is faster and slightly taller, but this guy, pure ratings-wise, I mean, he might actually be better, no? I don't know if I'm crazy, but that guy looks really good. Either way, you have the safety, Joaquin Sierra, 89 speed, 91 acceleration. What are those ratings looking like over there? We've got ourselves, is that 99 hit power? Where was it? 84 zone, no man coverage, unfortunately, but 99 hit power. That is kind of a trend for some of these really good overall safeties, although he is actually fast. Most of the time, they're like really slow. 89 speed, that works. That definitely works. Of course, the best part about doing this is we can look at specific positions. So we can look at tight end. Who is the fastest tight end? Only 85. That's disappointing. Any tall tight ends? No. Well, I mean, 6'6" is tall, but you know what I mean. None of the 6'8" plusers. Then, of course, looking at the wide receivers, any of those tall guys. Was that a 6'8"? That was not. It was 5'8". I'm usually pretty good at looking at that while it's moving. Let's take a look at the running backs. Any fast guys? No. I mean, ironically enough, even though we have 285s, one of our worst classes, arguably, which is kind of crazy. It's kind of saying something. And then as far as the quarterbacks go, no one in the 90 speeds for first time. But yeah, if you want to see what the wide receiver look like, A catch, B deep, A release, you already can see that he's a pretty damn good player without even having any of this scouter, right? 60% is like baseline, I believe. You can see those ratings look great. And then, of course, you look at the 40 time, and you're like, yeah, that's going to be a very, very good player. Now, the safety, I wonder. Oh, yeah, you would see that too. A hip power, A tackle, A zone coverage. Only at 60% scouted again. And, of course, speed is good enough. You would definitely assume this guy's going to be very high overall. Maybe not 85 overall, but at least 78 to 82 range minimum. Oh, our highest overall so far, Julian Strait. We have definitely seen that the safeties have taken a massive upgrade this year. You know, it was one of our hardest to draft positions, last couple of Maddens, and, we're safe. We're fine now. It's all okay. We also get a generational kicker, it would appear. I'm kind of curious to see this kicker's kick power, which it is 9180. Really? He must have insane awareness. But back to the safety, 83 zone coverage, 99 hit power. So kind of seeing a trend with those guys. If they're in the high 80s, they're probably 99 hit power, which I think they did that for us fans. Us fans of the sport, us fans of the game, they know we want 99 hit power. We know that a 70 overall hit power cornerback is probably going to force a fumble just as much as a 99 overall anyways. But in our head, ooh, big number. Tell me you don't agree with me. Tell me you don't agree with me. You see your cornerbacks forcing way more fumbles than they should, and it doesn't matter their hit power. but you still want to see that 90+ hit power, don't you? Well, not quite what we're looking for. 6'7" is kind of out of the norm in Madden for tight end. As you can see, he is star, so he is one of those gems, but you can see there's nothing specifically special about this guy, but he's 6'7". He is a hidden dev. 82 speed's pretty low. 91 excel is amazing, though. Catching's very low. Is his route running insane? Or is blocking? Not really. So this is one of those gems where it's like, okay, it's a gem because he's a UDFA with star and he's tall, but he's not break the game 6'8", 88 speed gem. So it's hard to sometimes see those. And this is by far our weakest class, in my opinion. I mean, at this point, it's probably not even worth looking at, you know? I don't want to just stretch the video because that's what's best for YouTube, you know? The longer the video, the more ads. Woo! Let's go! But, yeah, I mean, unless there's somebody really good here, like that quarterback, he's actually pretty damn good. We're going to move along. I suppose we could try to... Ooh, this guy's definitely a gem. I was about to say, we could try to identify maybe a trend here. We see a 6'7" tight end, UDFA type. He is 87 speed with star dev. That is, you know, as much as I really want to hate EA, it's the little things like that. Like, this gets me going. I don't know why it does, but it gets me going. I am rock. Oh, your paper? Oh, that's unfortunate. Looking at corners, though, we do see a 6'4" corner, Mr. Wiggins star development trait. Pretty sweet. Very high, though. So, like, yeah, you have to get him top 10 if you want him. There's that to change it up so we're not looking at the same menus every single time. We actually see a linebacker in the 80+ range, which is pretty cool to see. See if his actual ratings reflect that or not. Yeah, I would say, I mean, like, yeah, the man coverage is a little iffy. I would like higher jumping, but, you know, he does look pretty good for an 80 overall. He's right around that 80 for almost every rating. Would love to see higher hit power, but he looks good. Let's take a look at the dev. I'm guessing superstar. And I'm not wrong. You take off the second half of that, and he is superstar. And then look at the DT. Chad Westbrook, 81 power move, 77 finesse, 93 strength. So, wow, 95 hit power. Legitimate 82 overall, not that nose tackle archetype. I just looked over and realized my Elgato's not even on my desk. I think it fell off. Can relate. Dev for low, X Factor. As far as the speedy guys go, a lot of running backs in the 94 speed range. Any quarterbacks like that? And doesn't really seem to be any insano mode quarterbacks. We see an 88 speeder Langford, who looks pretty mid. He's giving me taller Bryce Young vibes. Let's take a look at the dev. I'm curious. My interest has been piqued. Okay, superstar. Kind of another lackluster class. I do see a 97 speed running back, though. 83 overall to go with it. Take a look at that dev, which is only star. So, yeah, I mean, the running back position, safety usually as well, is the one position where just because you get a high overall does not mean they are generational, but 99 juke move, 90 spin move. Wow, he has no catching, though. I mean, tell me that's not still insanely good. Of course, I haven't really seen any crazy quarterbacks. This guy's one of our best ones we've seen. Superstar dev at 79 overall. Not very fast, obviously, but not everything is about speed. Jeez, that's all you guys ever think about. Because that's all I ever think about. It's the only thing that matters. We got nothing going on here that's special. No, like, super tall tight ends, no super tall corners, no super tall safeties, nothing like that. Oh, tied for our highest overall we've seen. Jeromepkr Green, an 86 overall cornerback with a dev of Superstar X Factor. No one is surprised there. Continue editing. What an addition. That should have been here for years. Really good catching ratings. Jumping's 91, so you can get up there and get it. 85, man. 80 zone. 86 press. This corner's ridiculous. He was really fast, too, wasn't he? 95 speed, right? 97! How tall was he? Hold on, who is this guy? Who the hell is this guy? Nah, he's only 5'11". That kind of sucks. He's still insane, but that does take away a bit. If he was like 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", I'd probably say 6'1" is probably the best height. Yeah, he'd be the GOAT. He'd be insane. Still great. Is still insane, but yeah. Quarterback looks decent. 82 overall. Anyone else going on here? Maybe a speedy little quarterback. 90. Nah. Yeah, at this point, we're seeing a lot of the sames. So at this point going forward, probably only going to show you when someone's way up there. or if they're like completely different, like a build we've just not seen, like 6'8" tight end and 6'5" corner, which we've seen that in the past, but not so far in this vid. We did see another 6'4" corner though, Kieras Edwards, 64 catch. They always have so bad at catching though, the tall dudes. Really good man in zone. Presses. Where was press? Oh, it's only 69. Play Rex high, though. Pretty fast at 6'4" for sure. Yeah, not a great looking class here either. You got 280 overall tight ends and, a really high guard, but nothing jumping off the page as far as something we haven't seen yet. Although I will say, this seems like the 6'4" class. You got two guys that are 6'4", 91 speed, and then, of course, the much better, but 3 years older, 94 speed McCullers. This would be, this would really test me hard because you get 3 years younger. In a rebuild setting, I take the younger guy, but in a playing the franchise setting, 3 speed is massive. I would probably have to take McCullers. Also, still just haven't seen a 6'4" safety. And the award for the... Oh, though. Okay, so this is by far the worst class we've seen so far. However, it is an insanely weird one at the top, as the number 1 overall player was not only a running back, but a 5'7" one. Juan McCoy. X Factor, no catching at 5'7", by the way. I mean, if you're that small, you got to work on the hands, too. All right? We got to work on the hands. I don't know what we're doing out here. That is strange of a build, but still doesn't kind of take away from the class being garbage. All right, another draft, another day. We do see a pretty sick tight end, 6'6", 88 speed. The dev of Superstar X Factor. Yeah, that is a super gem. It's one position we don't really draft in our franchise. That tight end is just, it's not a position we really go high for. Maybe we'll go first rounder. Wow, 97 spec. But yeah, I mean, imagine having a guy this good with X Factor right out the gate. I mean, this guy's one of the top 10 tight ends in the league by the end of the season. But yeah, this draft you can tell is bad. 4 of the top 10 guys are kickers and punters. Oh, our highest overall yet, 87 overall, Cedric Green, the safety. Dev of X Factor, but of course, not even the best safety we've seen, because speed does matter that much, all right? You're always going to hear me mention it, but it's true. 6'2" is great, 87 speed is not. 95 excel, you can switch those two. At least you got something going on, but let's take a look at the ratings anyway. 75 catching is great. What about the zone coverage? So, of course, another 99 hit power guy, 84 zone, 72 man, so he does have some man coverage, 90 pursuit, 85 tackle. Damn, that is a very good player. Just, again, a little on the slower side. You could deal with it, though. You can get over it. Winters, maybe not as good as some of the other guys we've seen, but also kind of far in between seeing the guys that are at least over 6'2", 6'3", with some speed. Then, of course, you do have the running back as well. Compton, quarterback, 81 overall. Manny Sawyer. Have not really seen a whole lot of quarterbacks that are in the 80s. And he's normal. An 81 overall with normal dev. That is tough. That's really rough. Speed, though, of course, Winter's one of the fastest of the group. And then a 90 speeder quarterback in Bernie Tobin. Oh, this could be an interesting build. 6'2", 93 speed. This could be the wide receiver build. Let's see. Normal development trait. It is. We found a wide receiver build, which hasn't been super common unless they're really slow. Unless they're under 90 speed, which at that point, I don't even care. There has not been many quarterback to wide receiver builds. So there's that. Of course, not an 86 overall. I don't know why I completely skipped over overalls, but 86 overall running back. Everyone else doesn't really do anything for me. But yes, this guy with his 97 speed and his insanely high overall, I do want to see. Dev of X Factor, trucking pretty good at 82. Stiff arm 91. Juke move at 90. I mean, if I could switch stiff arm and you know what? I have been more of a stiff arm liker in game lately, because I think jukebox or juke move is going to be your best way to break tackles, extend the play. And then stiff arm's your best way if you're getting caught from the side where you can't juke. Whereas trucking doesn't really do that. Trucking takes away from the juke. Stiff arm adds to the juke or runaway ability, if you will. So I actually do like stiff arm more. So this guy's build, in my opinion, is almost perfect. Looking at the draft class here, another kind of lackluster one. You do have a fast quarterback, 84 speed, 81 overall. What kind of juke ability? 54 juke. So he's just like, hey, I'll run, but you cannot expect me to try and break some ankles. 96. Actually, this guy's kind of good. 84 speed, 96 throw power. You got the Andrew Luck build, I think. Got the Andrew Luck build, huh? X Factory. I mean, it looks like the Andrew Luck build to me. But that's pretty much all you got is super Andrew Luck build. But I'll say, I mean, considering what these overalls look like, this almost, in my opinion, looks like what going max strength giraffe classes last year looked like. So I could only imagine. I think right at the end, we're going to slap one really hard. You know what? Just for the next one, so I don't forget, because I don't know when this draft is going to, this franchise is going to end. My guess would be 2054, is it? I think. I'm going to do one right now. Just get a little taste. Oh, the highest overall we've seen. And another one right... Oh, yeah, I forgot we're on the strongest. Okay, I forgot. I was like, wait a minute, this is insane. We're only doing it for one draft, but the very highest we've seen, 88 overall. First try on very strong. Again, you really want to see a whole 30 drafts on this strength. Make sure to hit that like button. 500 likes will definitely do it. But wow, I mean, just like that, 88 overall. That is ridiculous. That is genuinely crazy. Gilberry, 87 overall. Radiance, I mean, 97 speed. Juke move, 89. Truck stiff arm. Not the best we've seen. Catching's a little bit better than the other guy, maybe. But the other guy, I think, was better, even if this guy's a little more athletically balanced. Then you have another strong safety that's way up there, too. What about the QBs? Any speed? You do see a 94 speed quarterback. That's the highest we have seen so far, unless I missed someone with the dev of Superstar. Pretty cool that the dev is on the same thing as the stats, which I don't think... No, it wasn't like that before, right? I don't think so. Not a great class, yet again, going back to the normals, but we did find this 6'4" wide receiver with Superstar X Factor dev. Looks really good. Spec catch is great. Jumping's insane. I'd love to see these guys in action. Oh, that injury, though. Injury toughness. Want to actually see them out there jump balling, mossing people. Although we got mossed by, like, every little guy there is. We got mossed by Jalen Polk in our Panthers franchise. Did find another 6'4" corner. This guy actually a little bit later, third round. And you know what? I actually forgot to put it on normal. That is my bad. I saw those corners. I was like, wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Definitely not as good of a class. Still some in the 80s, but definitely not as good as the other one. All right, we're back on normal, and while we didn't find our highest overall yet, we have found our highest speed running back, though. 98 speed, Malachi Fulcher. Change of direction. Where the hell is that? 87. So, pure straight line runner. A little bit of truck, a little bit of stiff arm. Almost all the guys have it. Very good juke move at 92. Catching's a little low for my liking, but yeah, pure line speed. He's got it. He's got it all. And then we do find another fast quarterback. I do kind of want to look at this guy because he's got 57 awareness. Is this actually supposed to be a wide receiver build? It's not. Okay. I mean, it's confusing because the really low overall awareness guys are usually the position change, out of position guys. Do have a 92 speeder in Bolden, though, who is star dev. Kind of expected it, but again, a fast QB. Haven't really seen any of the crazy tall tight ends or wide receivers yet. Like, even in our just regular rebuilds, I think we've seen some 6'8", 6'9"ers that we just haven't drafted because they're not great players and they're a little bit on the slower side. But haven't seen one yet on this, and I've looked through them all outside of the first two drafts. It is kind of crazy, though, that every single class has an 80-plus overall player. Was there... I mean, how many 80 overalls was in the last class? Like, 2? Was it 2? I mean, if you count Graham and, that kind of situation, which I don't really count. This safety, though, I would argue, is the best safety we've seen. I know he's not the 87, 88 overalls we've seen, but 94 speed, 94 excel with 6'2" in height. What's the hit power? Hit power of only 81 in fairness, but how much does that really matter? I don't know. But that 94 speed at 6'2" is kind of ridiculous. We do have a Mike linebacker. I mean, who cares? I'm going to be honest. He's 86 speed. You'll find random linebackers better than that. This lineman guard, 62 speed as a guard is pretty bad too. I mean, even O-line, it matters. Speed matters for pretty much every position in the game. And the highest overall in this draft is a tight end. We didn't quite get to that 90 speed mark, but he is very close. Trucking's a little iffy. 80 stiff arm, really good catching. Route running is, I mean, just good enough around the 70s. Number one overall pick went to a tight end, Kari Landry. Obviously very fast. What is the finesse? I need to see the max finesse. It is 86. 95 hit power as well. These DTs, they can hit. Anyone else here? A couple other DTs. 6 foot tall wide receiver looks good, but not like off the charts. That rating is insane good. Slow QB room. And again, I look for the tall wide receiver tight end. I don't find the tall wide receiver tight end. Oh, another high overall safety. But the big problem with these guys is that speed, dude. Like, do they expect me to put this guy at linebacker, 6 foot tall, 214? I mean, that's pushing it. It's definitely pushing it. Another 99 hit power build, I imagine, which it is. 88 tackle, 99 hit power. Zone is good. What's the block shed, by the way? Only 65 block shed, too. It's just like, yeah, that's an insane overall. And if I'm doing a rebuild where I'm just trying to, build up a high overall team, I'm probably not passing on the guy. But as far as actually using him goes, I mean, there's probably like 5 safeties in this class that are by default better. Because again, what are you doing with 86 speed? Like, even if you're the smartest player in the game, we have seen that, a lot of players kind of play the same, even if their overalls are different. And it's the speed that makes the difference, because you can recover from your mistakes, recover from the lack of awareness type players are going the wrong way or whatever, the chase downs with that speed. I mean, you look across the board here and you're seeing like this guy I would say is arguably better, and he's only 89 speed. Strong safety, wow, strong safety was garbage. So, I mean, maybe not a great example of the draft, but most drafts you will find better than that guy. And there we go. We got a tight end actually dipping into the 90 speed range. You actually compare him to the other wide receiver right there, and he's basically the same guy. And he's a tight end, of course. What really is a tight end, but just a little bit more weight, right? A little bit more weight and probably a little bit more stiff movement. But yeah, for him, he pretty much is a wide receiver. You compare him to Buckley, he's heftier, a little bit shorter by 1 inch, but everything else is almost spot on, right? He's got the same speed, 3 less excel, 2 better agility, 1 better change of direction, so he's actually less stiff than this wide receiver Buckley, so actually pretty damn impressive. Also, I've been paying attention, even though the edge rush has been pretty much cookie cutter, been paying attention to see if there's any insane speed guys. Haven't exactly seen that yet either. And oh my lord, look at these corners. This cornerback class is garbage. This is the reason why I don't want to lower my cornerback draft classes to weak, because while I think in general the cornerback classes are pretty damn strong, if this is one that you could possibly get by default, then you get, look at this guy. You're not going to miss that, right? But if you can get one of these by default, then, that class is dead. But I don't know. We might start mixing those in for Panthers franchise as well. Instead of having cookie-cutter classes for the most part, lower some, strengthen others. Oh, wow. Is this actually the first class we've seen that isn't even an 80-plus overall? I swear the classes have gotten so bad ever since returning everything to normal. And I know you're probably like, well, that's kind of the point. But no, I mean, like, they've gotten worse than before they were normal, This guy's really good, though. Finesse, was that 84? Power move, 84. One of them was 84. 77 overall, pretty good. So actually a sleeper build at tight end, or at DT, which is surprising because all the DTs this year, for the most part, are overinflated. He is underinflated, which I guess is deflated. Was that a 5.5? It was. My vision's not that bad. That's cool. That is the shortest I've ever seen. I think we might have had 5.5ers last Madden. Of course, he is the catching type, if you will. Which, I mean, that sounds like, something completely different. He's the catcher, if you will. Star Dev. I mean, this guy's insane. 92 speed. This is what I wish the speed was for a guy that we found in the Panthers franchise. But, hey, it cost us nothing. So what am I supposed to do, Literally, it was a free UDFA. What am I supposed to do? Do also finally find a 6'6"er that's not like a first-round guy. Insane change of direction. So they still do have those builds. I don't know why I said it like that. Builds. The return man builds, if you will. 93 kick return, 6'6". Don't know why. Like, does anyone know why that's a thing? I just want to know. Of course, I have not seen a 6'8", 6'9" player at wide receiver or tight end, specifically tight end, which is where we've been mainly looking. I mean, we looked at them all, but that's, tight end's where I was expecting it, But, yeah, just not seeing the freaks. Oh, Lord, the highest overall is a damn punter. Is he even at least be goated, right? We've seen a super high overall. Bro, he's ass. Are you kidding me? This is worse. I was about to say, we've seen a 91 kick power, 85 accuracy, I think it was, kicker. This guy's even worse. What am I going to do with 85 kick power, no matter what? Punter, kicker, doesn't matter. Either one, it's terrible. Another 90 speed tight end, but he's 6'2". He's basically a damn wide receiver at that rate. Is an X factor, though, so he is worthy of noting. 90-plus speed tight ends. I've never seen like a 92 speed tight end. I think we've seen 91. Maybe we have seen 92. I don't know, but again, another pretty garbage class when it comes to like trying to find that generational gem that you just don't see very often. Most of these guys are starting to blend in quite a bit now. And I still just, again, I haven't found the 6. We've seen a 6'6" there, but where's my 6'8"? Where's my 6'9"? Especially at tight end. We've even seen a 5'5" freaking running back. Where's the tight ends at? Or my 6'3" plus running backs. Where are those guys at? There was a guy way back in the day. This is like a little bit of a draft lesson, if you will. Back in the day when it was actually like predetermined classes, like sooner or later, you would see, if you did a 30-year franchise, you would see the same class you've seen in a different franchise. There was a guy named Hauser who was like, I think 6'2", 6'3", 250 pounds, like 90-plus speed. He was goated. There was a wide receiver named Pendergast who was insane. If any of you guys remember this, I mean, it's I wouldn't say it's niche, but it's sort of niche, right? Like a lot of people that were playing franchise back then might not be playing now or would even remember that, you know. But I remember me and my friends, we would see those players and we would always try to trade up for the number 1 overall pick. And it was pretty unbelievable. I remember one time, like, because of that Pendergast guy being so good, my friend would literally somehow get the number 1 overall pick every single time with a trade. And I never got to use the guy, but I almost always landed Hauser, that running back, so fair trade. But the guy was massive. Like, think Eddie Lacy right as he's joining the Seahawks, but with height massive. Like, he made Derrick Henry look a bit smaller than him, which makes no sense because Henry's bigger than him by weight and height, but just physically, like, mass, he was bigger. Okay, just take my word for it. Again, fullback. We should really be paying attention to fullback too, but Ramirez, 78 overall. That's probably a generational, but look at this tight end. 83 speed, 80 overall. Like, what makes this guy an 80 overall? Because to me, I've seen better route running. I have seen just as good, if not better, juke ability, trucking, juke move, stiff arm, that kind of stuff. And obviously, we've seen better speed, yet he's the same overall. Like, does speed really play that little of a factor? You know what? Let's test it right now. How about that? I remember we used to do all those experiments. What is it called? How much does a fullback matter? That kind of stuff. Maybe you guys want to see those return, probably as a YouTube short. I think it makes a little more sense there. But, oh yeah, that's crazy. I get it. They got to do that because if speed played that much of a factor in overalls, which it should, it would just ruin everything. The game would be so all over the place with ratings. But you're telling me a tight end going from 83 speed, which is like, what, a 4.6, maybe 4.7 in the draft, to an 89 speed is 1 overall, which, of course, 89 speed is probably about a 4.5, around 4.5 speed. You're telling me that only makes an overall difference? That is crazy. I'm actually shocked by that. I actually thought it would have went up like 2 or 3 overalls, but no. Damn, okay. I see you, EA, selling 5.7er. Again, I'm looking for 5'4" now. I can't get the height I'm looking for the receivers. I'm going for the short. Give me the midge. I want a damn leprechaun out here in the backfield taking the handoffs, kick returning for me, which we kind of have again in Panthers franchise. I know it sounds like I'm advertising for it. I'm really not. It's just everything relevant to me, I always want to pull in to whatever I'm doing that's relevant to what I'm doing, Back in the drafts here, and this guy is the slowest safety we've seen. Now, this guy, though, I will say, is someone you would see as a linebacker, right? 84 speed. I think the change of direction in Excel makes him a little bit too good to play linebacker, but that speed does make the argument to be played there. What's that block shed? I think that's a really good decider. Block shed, wherever the hell it... Of course, insane 99 hit power. 6'6 block shed. You can tell that, they are trying to, nudge you to moving them there. Right? They're like, hey, this guy might be a good linebacker. Do it. Of course, I still think change of direction is a little too high for my liking, but still. Edge rushers, again, we haven't really looked at them in a while, but they've just all been the same, right? 84 to 86 speed, really high in one of the power moves, and that's it. Right? There's not like a 90 speeder. We haven't seen anything like that in a while. No 6'7 guys, like a Julius Peppers build. There's nothing like that going on. Just a lot of the same old, same old. And you know what? Because this is like the super lineman class, I'm going to see if there's anything crazy going on here. So we don't really see much speed. I should also be looking for those tackles. Oh, look at the strength, actually. Should be looking at some of the tackles you guys have mentioned where there's like gem tackles in the UDFA, which we have actually found one, I believe. This guy's got ridiculous run block, and his pass block's not bad either. This guy is really, really good. What was it, 96 strength I think he had too? That lineman is really good, actually. Addison Sears, 6'5", 338. A little heavy for a tackle, but I mean, you really wanted to, you probably could make that move. He's a generational after all. If you're a generational guard, you should at least be an okay tackle. Maybe it's not the smartest move, but you should at least be okay at other positions, right? I mean, I guess it's not really how it works in real life. Like, hey, you're a generational electrician. Can you work on my concrete? It's like, well, maybe they can, because a lot of those guys are, like, super handy at everything, but at the same time, it's not exactly the same thing. It's also a shit analogy, because an offensive lineman is still kind of doing the same thing, right? They're blocking someone, where an electrician, you know, they're not putting concrete in your wall. And we got ourselves another 6'4" corner, Jose Brown. So you do see quite a bit of the 6'4" corners. Still have yet to see a 6'4" safety, which have always been insanely rare. Back to the safety well. This one, these two safeties, oh, that guy's 5'9", but two safeties, these are the types of safeties I like, all right? I love the hit power, right? I love the hit power. Wow, yeah, he's way better than any of the other guys we've seen. But I love the hit power. I like the block shed and all that. I like the box safety, sure, whatever, but when you're 84 speed, you're kind of pushing my patience a little. Like, I need something from you, right? We also do find a 97 speed, 80 overall running back. Let's take a look at Neighbors. Superstar Dev, I can live with that. Let's actually take a look at the catching, 66. Interesting. I wonder if we'll actually see like a proper like receiving back build where they're like in the 80s for catching, but they have like almost no juke ability. But that's a problem though. Like, by default, inherently, running backs are going to be pretty damn elusive, right? Or they're going to be powerful. They're not going to be just, oh, I can only catch. You know, pretty much every athlete is going to be able to make that juke move. Are they going to be able to sell it as other players? Probably not. Maybe not, but they're still going to be at least somewhat jukeable. It'd be really stupid to be like 80 catch, 57 juke move, but you know, at the same time, if you make that receiving build and you don't lower their juke ability ratings, well, then it's just a bonus. It's not even a build. That's just a bonus rating. Whereas, look at this tight end, 89 speed. Take a look at the trucking. Where the hell is trucking hiding at? It's just all over the place in here. There it is, 69. I just want some higher trucking, man. I just want to see a little bit of trucking. 78 plus. Thank you. Even though I hate trucking this year. Like, am I the only one? Am I really in the minority for this where I just suck at trucking? I just want to, like, my guy just wants to freaking reach out every time. 6'4". I mean, look, like, these are normal strength classes. And you just have, like, insane corners, like, left and right here in the first round, and even some later on. It's kind of ridiculous. But I think if there's one position group I'm going to change for draft strengths in the future, it probably is going to be that cornerback position. Oh, wow, look at this. Safety, 87 overall, 90 speed, 90 excel. Hopefully you don't hear C4 in the background. I'm watching his, this will date this video, but watching his off-season stream. But I got it lowered. Can hear it still. 899 hit power, 88 tackling, 72 man, 82 zone, I should say. And yeah, I mean, this is the type of safety I like to see, you know? 90 speed, 90 excel. You can get away with that at 6'1". I like it. Of course, looking at, you know, this tackle. Where's my 6'8", 6'9 tackles, though? I don't ask for much. I just want a little something. Oh, here we go. Finally, he's a second rounder, though. 6'9", Caesar Roman, which, yeah, that name's something. He's 90 spec catch. He's got some pretty good catching ratings, releasing 72. Deep route's not great, but this guy's good. I would imagine his injury toughness, though, is going to be a problem. Yeah, I figured it would be, but this guy's actually not bad at all. 6'9", 220 some pounds. Of course, they give him normal dev because they're like, hey, he's 6'9", you do the rest. Stop being a noob. Couple of 90 speed linebackers as well. I've been paying attention to linebackers, but they haven't really been crazy. It's been about 90 for the most part. And damn, that is it for the drafts. I mean, it seems like there's more talent at the top end, right? In the 80s and whatnot, but as far as like the truly generational GOATs, like 96 speed, 6'6", 6'4", 6'5 wide receivers, they're a little bit more rare. Same with quarterback. We didn't see a single like 90 insane, you know, generational X Factor QB. We've seen, like I said, more top-end talent, especially at safety, especially at DT, edge, but we didn't exactly see, like, the insane. We still seen crazy running backs, too. So, in general, it does seem like there's probably, like, a 10 to 20% boost in draft talent compared to last year, but I am absolutely looking forward to and stoked to do that draft strengths version, as that is going to be insane. We did it, like, one season, and we seen, like, what, an 88 overall? Absolutely ridiculous. So if you want to see that, let me know by leaving a like, subscribe for new, hit the bell notification if you haven't already. Let me know what else you want to see. We can do tons of myth type videos on the channel. We might even do tomorrow or yesterday, whatever order I do it in. We might do a top 10 overpowered position switches. I love doing that every year. You know, doing the top positions and then doing a couple examples each one. Regardless, as always, tons of content on the channel relating to franchise. So stick around if you want. We'd appreciate you. We'd love to have you. And that's about it. Thanks for watching. All the guys come back for next video. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel, PKR Plays, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. But until next video,